So I wanted to make another top 10 list, and I was trying to think of what I could make it about and all that. And I thought, what better way to show my appreciation of top 10 lists than talking about what comprises a top 10 list? So without further ado, here are the top 10 numbers to appear on top 10 lists.
Number 10 is 2. 2 is the worst number to be on a top 10 list. You were so close to topping the list, and somewhere along the line, you fucked it up. Number 2 on any top 10 list is nothing but a grade A pisser whether you like it or not. You'll either be wondering why it's so high on the list, or why it's not number 1. It's almost a guaranteed disappointment. No one likes you 2. You are shit. You clubbed Nancy Kerrigan in the kneecap and you still couldn't win. You're why computers run on binary. Computers are smarter than us, so when they started counting, they were like, okay, 0, 1, and then they saw 2 and were like, okay, fuck that. So now computers use binary. Sorry, other numbers. 2 fucked it up for you. Number 9 is 5. 5 is just in a crappy position. It's right in the middle, so you can't decide if that means it's great or just good enough to make the list. And this can change depending on how many things could possibly appear on the list. But in the end, let's face it, no one cares about what makes numbers 9 through 5 on a top 10 list. All people care about is why 10 isn't higher, and then they want to hear what made the top 4. So 5 also commits the crime of falling just short of mattering. I mean, seriously, people aren't even going to care about 9 to 5 on this list. So, if you want to just skip to 4, yeah, just go here. Number 8 is 9. Oh, 9, why did you even show up? You literally hit the bottom rung of the end that no one cares about. The only saving grace of 9 is that so many people wish that whatever makes 9 was higher on the list. Number 7 is 8. 8 is the spot that does just well enough to be completely irrelevant. 8 is filler. There is no quabbling over whether or not whatever gets number 8 should get it. Mostly because quabbling isn't a word, but that's beside the point. 8 makes it higher on the list because no one argues that whatever lands on 8 should be any higher or lower. Whatever makes 8 on a top 10 list is solidly locked there, and no one will argue otherwise. Because no one cares! You only made number 8, you fucking twat lobster! Number 6 is 6. 6 is the front runner of the bottom half of a top 10 list, which is kind of like saying it's the fastest quadriplegic. 6 doesn't come short of mattering. It also doesn't quite hit the bottom of not mattering. It stands strong in its crappiness, as an example to the numbers before it. Good on you, 6. 1. Ah, number 1. The spot that everyone can't wait to see. Number 1 is what decides the legitimacy of a top 10 list. It reveals how much the person making the list knows what they're talking about. It gives the greatest recognition to whatever gets the spot, and it stirs our anticipation of what could possibly be number 1. So why is it only number 5? Because it's always wrong! No one ever gets number 1 right. No matter what you choose or how well you research, you can never get number 1 correct. Everyone will lose their shit that you didn't put the right thing in the number 1 spot. Even this list is going to be wrong when we get to number 1. I'm completely fucked. There's no way I can get it right. So 1, you can go get fucked because you just piss everyone off in the end. 7. 7 is the first prime number after 1 and 2. It's the first number that can stand alone. It has the guts to be an individual and say, I will only be divided by 1 and myself. It's the first number to do this after 1 and 2. 5. What? 1, 2, and 5. And 3. It's the first prime number after 1, 2, 3, and you know what? Fuck 7. 10. 10 sets the mood for the entire top 10 list. I've seen lists that I've almost written off completely just after seeing number 10 because it seemed like the person had no clue what they were talking about. And when someone makes a good pick for number 10, we know we can hope for more good choices. And at worst, we'll wish number 10 was higher on the list. Number 10 is that kid who stops racing to help another kid who fell down and ends up coming in last place for it. You're a saint, 10. You suck, but you're salt of the earth. 3. 3 is the bronze medal of the top 10 list. It's good enough to score high on the list, but not so good that it leaves us pissed like 1 and 2. 3 is that once successful celebrity who never quite achieved megastar status and was able to have a fine career and then fade into obscurity without collapsing under the weight of its own success and ODing by sniffing coke from in between a hooker's butt cheeks. Get it? You get it? He's snorting crack from crack? Shut up, I thought it was funny. All right, now before we get to number 1, let's do a few honorable mentions. Number 1 is 0. 0 is the number that is too cool for school when it comes to top 10 lists. 0 is the one number on a top 10 list that makes a top 10 list possible and then doesn't even appear by itself. It's like all the numbers wanted to get together and make a top 10 list, but 0 was like, fuck that, I do my own thing. And the other numbers were like, oh, come on, 0, we can't do this without you. We need you to hook up with number 1 so we can have a 10 spot. And 0's like, fine, if it'll quit your belly aching. 0 is the most popular number among digits. Binary loves him, the other numbers want to be him, you press just him on a phone, you call somebody, you divide by 0, you end the universe, he's the number of times you've been laid, and he's better than Mega Man X. Well, that about wraps it up. Agree? Disagree? Did your favorite number make the list? Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.